Hello everybody, Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Can you hear me? Am I audible?
Yes, please.
Thank you, Mohamed Noor. Thank you, SYPA, for giving this opportunity, and thanks, arranging these sessions as a wonderful sessions, to bring all the parties together. I would really appreciate if the admin can disable the group chat. Actually, it's going to distract many of the speakers and the presentation. My name
Yeah,
is
sure,
Azaar,
sure.
as Mohamed introduced. Actually, I've been living here for the last 20 years. I'm a CA. I've been working as a CFO. So many of the organizations starting from mobile telecom here, and then, to work for many family companies and conglomerate. And then I work for PIF and, Public Investment Fund and, as a Kidia project. So let me walk you through a couple of things. And even though my subject is how to set up the business in Saudi Arabia, but I just want to do some justice and give some sort of an insight about Saudi Arabia. Let me share my screen. Hope is visible.
Yes.
All right. Thank you. Assalamu alaikum. Good evening and wanakam. And because Saudi Arabia is going through a kind of a transformation, because these transformation happening through mainly three pillars. Saudi Arabia is not inviting any investors from rest of the world, without having regulatory reform, so any investments as well as the Giga project or other people empowerment. Saudi Arabia going through these reforms, for all three pillars, so then they are inviting, all the investors from the rest of the world and come and invest with us and participate. And so they actually, the reformation is happening, throughout and across all the sectors, to reform the entire economy and the country. Yeah, so my main subject here, though, the establishment of a business in Saudi Arabia, I thought of giving a couple of idea about the size of the economy, and just to give a kind of economic overview of Saudi Arabia, as well as the overview of the Giga project and the mega project of Saudi Arabia. Then to go to my subject, just to give kind of an overview for the listeners or the participants. As you may know, probably you would have heard of so many of the speakers, because Saudi Arabia actually, having a GDP of $1.2 trillion, and actually they are going ahead with a growth rate of 3 to 4% over the period, and they have a per capita income of $35,000, and they have a 37 million population. I will come back to these populations. So I have another slide to talk about the populations and demographic factors. So we actually currently run a rate of inflation of 2.1%. I have a couple of slides to discuss about the Giga project. And so all Giga projects put together, so there is a pipeline of $3 trillion Giga projects, lined up for that. And so what Saudi Arabia actually pushing and towards a non-oil economy, and they have themselves set a kind of a KPI. 65% of they actually want to target, non-oil economy, 65% and above by 2030. Talking about the economic overview and especially the key growing sectors, as some of the member speakers actually highlighted, tourism and entertainment is a growing sector, and real estate and construction are the sector. Manufacturing and industry and technology and digital economy and logistic and supply chain and healthcare and education. These are primarily, these are growing sectors, because these are value chain. If you really see whatever the developments that's taking place now, and these are part and parcel of the value chain of all the initiatives taken by, initiated by Saudi Arabian government. Just to give you kind of an overview of demographic factors, it has got roughly 37 million, and Saudi national 58%, and non-Saudi is 42%. You can see almost equal 50%. Now that, because they are leveraging and they're relaxing a lot of laws and regulation, and I hope that in the non-Saudi will reach to 50%. One other key factor here is most of this Saudi rather population is is towards urbanization is happening, and 92% of the population is in the urban main cities and and surrounding cities and all that. So as you can see, 60% of the population is in the main three cities, circling around the main three cities, Riyadh, Makkah, Eastern Province. And one other asset is actually what I want to highlight is, the consumer demand actually driven by the 75% of 70% of under 35 years old young population. They have their lifestyle is, tech savvy lifestyle and, basically driven different type of consumer consumption. One other important factor is because you need to see the average ticket size of these consumers, and so it's fairly high, and so it's giving a lot of opportunities for anyone to any trade, and they're coming into Saudi Arabia. Just to give kind of an overview of the Giga project. Mohammed, am I audible and is fine, right?
Yes, yes. Yeah, we are listening. Yes, yes.
Just to give kind of an overview of the Giga project that is happening across Saudi Arabia, I don't have time to go through individually all of them, but I will just try to catch a couple of things here, or rather go deeper into the couple of Giga projects. And as you can see, Riyadh region alone, there are 10 giga projects. Of course, there are some mega projects happening, but are not listed here. And the western regions, there are about 16 projects. And other regions, there are 4. And there are national level, there are projects happening here. So as you can see, the Riyadh region, this is one of the one of the company that I work for. I work for this company for 3 years. And so this is just to want to give a kind of a magnitude of this kind of project, because people say about Giga project, but I don't think I don't know, maybe very few understand the magnitude of these projects, the size of the project. We are actually building a city, actually 45 minutes from Riyadh, center of Riyadh, and towards the southwest of the Riyadh. And it's almost twice the size of Paris, or rather you can put into a context where half of Singapore. And this has got 25 districts. And so we actually planned by the time I was there, because I resigned about 3 months back, 2 to 3 months back, yes. And because by that time we have been activating nine districts out of this. And you can see the size of this is, when you say twice the size of Paris, it's a huge, right? And just to give some sort of so idea about the Qiddiya city key assets. So there are plenty of assets coming up in Qiddiya city. So Six Flags is one of the key assets. So, it has got 28 rides, and where the Aqua Arabia is another one. And this is, so just to give an idea about the Six Flags and Aqua Arabia is within one district. And then in that particular district, and we have many other assets as well, but I not highlighted here. Aqua Arabia is it actually featured in 22 rides, and then the Dragon Ball theme park and Speed Park, F1 tracks. F1 tracks we haven't seen the F1 track design is one of a kind actually. I would say if you take all key assets, is one of a kind in the world, and we haven't seen it. And you can see the Prince Mohammed bin Salman Stadium is in the top of the upper plateau, and the walls and the ceiling or the roof, everything movable, extendable. You can convert it to different requirement, different based on the it's a mixed use of the stadium. So it's not only for the just to play football, and we can have a convert to arena, many other requirements, marketing campaign, many other things. We can convert. It is more or less a modern state of the art, one of a kind stadium here. We're building here in Qiddiya by the name of Prince Mohammed bin Salman. Then we have the gaming and e-sport district. Actually, the gaming and e-sport is actually taking a huge share. It's actually is growing. Is growing quarter to quarter by double digit. And so they are actually very much addicted here, the esports and the gaming and esports. So it is one of the sector. And we have allocated one separate district for that. So you can imagine the priority that is being given, for those gaming and esport domain. this is another project happening in Riyadh. I'm still in the Riyadh region, and this is the new Morabba. It is actually labeled as new modern downtown. Actually, it's a considered 19 square kilometer, and this particular the middle uh, the Mukab. The Mukab is 400 meters high and 400 meters length and 4 meters width. So it has considered many things there. So I don't have time to go through everything here. And it's integrating, 104,000 home, 9,000 hotel rooms, and the retail, green spaces. It's basically redefined the Riyadh's urban future. This is the modern downtown of, future Riyadh. And this is another key assets, actually, not another project, Giga project, a King Salman Park, actually. This is in the epicenter of Riyadh. It's happening towards adjacent to my house as well. My house is closer to this. And covering, 70 square kilometer. Originally, this place was the old airport and converted into King Salman Park. And they actually got the surrounding areas, looking at the requirement and all the concepts and stuff. And now it has got coverage of 17 square kilometer. If you really take this Riyadh, this is the epicenter of Riyadh and it's spreading across. It's a huge green park and consists of many things actually. So you can see 17 what you can bring into a 17 square kilometer radius coverage. So this is put into another context for anyone to compare with. This is bigger than New York, the Central Park. Okay, so in the Western region, I may not go through all the project, but I will try to cover a couple of projects. This is also to give you kind of a context. Everybody is talking about giga project, and what is the size of this giga project? Because all the economic developments, activities happening, adjacent to these giga projects. So whatever the things, whoever coming into Saudi Arabia, and they are going to be part and parcel of this value chain. So you got to understand where these giga projects are happening, or mega projects are happening, and how can I be, part and parcel of that value chain and serving those, those projects. So as you can see, these projects having different stages, right? So I can just speak about Kidya for that matter, since I work there. So different time of the year or the stage, we go through the design, right? So we have full of designers, from North America to America to Europe and many parts of the world, and top-notch designers that we get engaged. And we have consortium of designers, and then we go through from the briefing to the concept to the master plan to to the execution plan, everything, and from region to the city to the district to the key asset to the precinct. So you can see the levels of depth and width of the capacity, the bandwidth of the design they are going through. So now let me give you kind of an idea about NEOM. I think most of the people have heard of NEOM. NEOM is by itself, by itself is a city equivalent to Belgium, I would say, to the size of. It's 26,500 square kilometer, right? So it's not something it's easy. And also one other thing that I just want you all to understand, I think most of the people, 2030 is a vision and, underpinned by the list of powerful programs and initiated by the government, right? So government entities or ministries or whatever it is, you can call it. But so, but it does not mean all the projects going to end by 2030. Okay, so 2030, some of the projects we might have a kind of a construction stage, So just to give you kind of an idea for the Qiddiya for that matter, and Qiddiya end of this year, we will have a soft launch for Six Flags. This is one key assets. And then next year, first quarter, we will have a soft launch for Aqua Arabia, which is a world theme park. And then, these are multi-generational projects. You got to understand this. So if I remember right, Kidya, we actually forecasted, to finish Kidya, the entire Kidya project to be finished. It'll be by 2065. So you don't put into a kind of an understanding where you going to have 2030 everything finished. No, 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 no. 2030 is a vision underpinned by these kind of initiative and programs. You got to understand that. And these particular initiatives, we are going to take it forward all the way and until the destination, right? So NEOM itself, just coming back to NEOM, you can see NEOM has got, as at the moment, there are sub projects, and probably you would have heard of Trojana, many other projects, even the line, and Singala, and line is one of the famous. It is one of the sub project inside NEOM. Got to understand that, right? So if you take Magna, so and under that, the down I have shown around 12 projects. It's sub project under Magna. So there are 5 projects I have shown. There's a sub-project under NEOM. Those are giga projects. And under that, and under Magna projects, there are 12 sub-projects. So you can understand the magnitude of this project, right? So these are not something that they are planning to finish by 2030, but some of the phases will be finished. Some of the key assets will be over, because that's how they are building, the entire economy, entire nation, right? So it is a multi-generation, as I said, it's a multi-generational project. Let me give you kind of an overview of other things like, what is actually happening. There are 6 economic zones happening, targeting, specializing different requirement, different domain, be it logistics, be it technology, be it cloud computing, anything that you to support the economy at large, right? So then, just to give kind of an idea about Roshan Group, because basically they've been named as labeled as a champion of of the real estate, and in bringing life to the people, and are providing 400,000 plus houses, and they are into the commercial business as well now. It's almost like Imar of Saudi Arabia, UAE. So they are actually expanding a huge lot. And just to give you kind of an idea, so the model actually they are coming out in the Merafi of Jeddah by Roshan is about, they're providing 130,000 homes, residents in that area. And then, then supported by National Housing Company, so National Housing Company is another residential arm of Saudi Arabia. Actually, you can see this, the breadth and width of, so their distributions where all the projects are happening, right? And these are major transport and well-being and infrastructure projects. Just to give why I'm actually covering all those things, it's not about you take one particular project, and it's not about Saudi Arabia is actually reforming every element of that is required by the economy, and they have a roadmap to to travel. So they are moving towards that. So they cannot look into one area and to keep rest of the things under the bed. So basically they are empowering and activating all the elements that is required for an economy to grow, economy to thrive, economy to prosper. So while reforming their rules and regulation, while reforming and their laws and relaxing, and because empower and building these projects, investing into these projects, infrastructure, and and many other projects, and they are at the same time they are empowering you and me, and empowering the people, empowering the women, empowering everyone across. And because this is what they are doing it actually. So because it's well balanced plan, initiated by Saudi government under the leadership of His Royal Highness Mohammed bin Salman. So this is just to give kind of an overview of the stadium infrastructure. So it is a world-class multi-purpose venues. So that's why I said these venues are not only for soccer. These are multi-purpose venues because you can bring it to arena or many other things. You can have events, giga events, and all that. You can have it for all those things. That's how they are actually conceptualizing it. And you can see because there is Asian Cup happening in 2027, and so they can easily accommodate, and they are actually throwing money across. And it is not concentrated only in Riyadh, and as you can see here, it across the country. And this is another company that I work for. This, in fact, is 100% owned subsidiary of Hidya. So I have basically worked into this in the operation readiness part of the 7 as well. So I can see because they have this 7, and this is locally all entertainment destinations, and for across 14 sites. All right, now I'll go to my area because Delta Beach. Okay. Delta Beach is a fractional CFO, CTO company. It's a boutique consultancy firm. I myself is a CA. I'm a premium residence holder. And I've been working here, as a CFO, finance director, and VP finance and all that. So many companies here across Saudi Arabia. And we actually now we have embarked on, along with my tech partner, embarked on, a company here called Delta Bridge. So Delta Beach, one of the domain is actually we enable Saudi business setup, but our actually what basically we do, it is not about we are getting the MISA license and CR and all that. It's not something that only we do. Only we don't stop by that. We actually do A to Z. Actually, excuse me. Sorry. So we actually give A to Z uh, the requirements, for any investors to come into Saudi Arabia. Whenever they want to expand their business into Saudi Arabia, so we are there to to handhold them, take their journey along with us. So we have a CPA firm, lawyers, and all those firms, so integrated with us. We have a good network of investors as well and family businesses as well. So I don't know, somebody is scratching on the screen. Anyway, all right. So why Saudi Arabia, as I mentioned here, is a 2030 opportunities, 100% ownership, a strategic advantage, stable and growing economy, stable. Yeah. So these are the things. Uh, and what we do basically, we actually we help those people to investor licensing, but before we get into investor licensing, we actually sit with the investor or the business owner and we are listening to them, what exactly his business model is. So, there are restricted area and where you cannot get license for, like trading and all that. But you can work, there are workaround solution that we can find it actually. It all depends on the way in which that particular investor wants to operate in Saudi Arabia. So it is all depends on all about this business model, right? So we will because now say for example, and there was a MEP partner a company who want to expand into Saudi Arabia, and we basically this is MEP a company that we actually collaborated. We got a partner for him, and to collaborate. It's a construction company, is from Dammam, and is a big company, and we got him, to collaborate with that particular company, and MEP is a good alignment to that particular company, so they're happy and they are starting their journey with that. So another thing is actually the furniture business is one of the company who actually approach us and they won't expand, but that trading activities cannot be done in a selected area. So trading activities not is restricted, basically restricted in the sense because they actually want to protect the local SMEs, and because of that, and they have put a kind of a requirement, prerequisites over 30 million over a 5-year period. Now, but there are a lot of things could be done. Like, it's about how you try to optimize how to optimize your business, by complying with the rules and regulation here. So by complying with it, it's not something that you try to deviate, it's not something that, to go around it. No. So you have a number of ways to get your business arranged and doing it properly, right? So basically for the importation of so these furniture businesses, they have been, pioneers in other parts of the world and where they want to do. And they are actually, these people are providing, furnitures for the offices and giga projects and all that. But they cannot import and distribute it because without having the 30 million license. But they themselves can, available as a service, service provider, designing and, for the supporting and consulting for the furniture. So we have a different arrangement for that, so how we are going to do around it, because we get another Saudi partner and getting the Saudi company that to import, and we'll find ways and means, to work this around, but while compliant to the rules and regulation of the country. We respect that. So we basically here provide the company incorporation, PRO, we services, bank account, and regulatory compliances. Regulatory compliance is one of the factor I think probably you would have heard from other speakers as well. And so when it depending on the domain that you are getting in, because there are different regulatory requirements that you need to go by. Say, for example, if you want to get into a restaurant businesses, so we recently helped one of the cafes here, because where they need to, if they really want to get in, they need to get a license for SFDA as well, SFDA as well. So, Saudi Food and Drugs Authority as well, in addition to the other license that they want to get as a normal businesses. So, depending on the domain of the businesses, we had to get other regulatory requirements and compliances as well. So that is what regulatory compliances that I'm talking about here. And so how it works, basically, we pre-licensing is about, we understand the customer, or we understand the needs, we understand the business model, and we actually list out what are the prerequisites. So as you can see, as you can probably would have heard of, there are the attestations to be done, so most of your documentation in your local Saudi embassy, and we can help you out on that. Then the power of attorney. So, and most importantly is about to understand your needs. What do you want to do here in Saudi Arabia? Because Saudi Arabia has got many things, but you are coming to expand from your domain, right? So it's not something that you want to do everything that is available, but you have expertise and you have a domain of a specialty, and you want to come through that domain. You have a company existing setup, and you want to expand that operation to Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia is so huge and a lot of opportunities, and but it's about you, how you're going to target and how you're going to enter Saudi Arabia and what is the means. So we need to understand this properly, and then we put a business model all together, and we prepare a business model plan, many other prerequisites, and we get the customer to understand 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this is it. And if you don't comply with these things, it doesn't work for you, because it's no point of wasting time here. But it's not something that it is every Tom, Dick, and Harry can do anything they want here. It is about exactly the domain specialty that you are going to bring here. That's what Saudi Arabia will come here. So having said that, so company incorporation, I think you can go ahead with these things. In addition to this, yeah. Post go live, we support go to market and many other things actually. So post go live support, and we provide the bookkeeping and all the regulatory requirements, and uh, there are a lot of things that you need to comply with, and corporate income tax, and and many other things, and even VAT filing and all that. We help those people because we are integrated with CPA firm as well. Yeah, we can get the audit done here for you all, and we can do many things, and we have a regulator team, and we have lawyers and stuff. So we have very reputed people actually. So but we may not get into that level without giving you the free consultation. We get you to understand this is what it is. We understand your requirement, and then we actually put it a workaround, a solution. If you want to go ahead with that, yes, we can go ahead and we can handhold you and throughout your journey entering Saudi Arabia. Having said that, so one other point that I just want to highlight, there is the companies who are actually owning here, or are they, assume that you get a MISA license and you register a company, and you will be subject to 20% income tax. Now, how this income, we are not calling here zakat here for the foreigners, including me, you, and we will be, even though you have premium residency, even though you have MISA license, still you are a foreigner and subject to certain amount of taxation. And so there are certain tax rules. It's governed by income tax, so of Zatka. And so if you have a local partner here, assume there is a 1/3 of your business owned by a local partner, and you own 2/3 of the business. How it works, for the 1/3 of the profit, or the business activities will be calculated separately for your under zakat calculation. Your share of profit will be calculated under income tax regulation. That's how it works, because so same statement of accounts, same company profit, but two governance of tax regulation. That's how it works, just to give you kind of an idea for you. But because don't waste your time asking detailed questions on this, because it is a different session, different session we had to take you through and make you to understand. If anybody asking about the tax, it's a different session altogether, So all right. So we give the bookkeeping and payroll, and as said, the office addresses and stuff and all that. Yeah, this is all about it. And yes, if there's any questions, I'm happy to take it up. Thank you.